Thank you and welcome everybody to our webinar, Unleashing the Future. Dive into Hyland Experience with our HX champion, Mr. Jeff Comer, and myself, Chris Krause. So what is this whole thing with Hyland Experience?
When are we going to get lead in music? We need music to lead us in.
Sing us a song, Jeff. Sing us a song. Jeff's wearing a Heart
I'll
slash Ohio
singing the
shirt.
song of moving along.
Hyland Experience. Hyland Experience is Hyland's latest creation that, of course, is a low-code application, which is what you would expect from Hyland if you are an on-base user, where you can do almost everything very quickly using just point-and-click configuration. It's a process and content automation platform. It's really an orchestration layer that's born in the cloud. So it's really cloud native, Docker construction. So it's built on containerization. So it scales really well for large enterprise organizations. It, of course, leverages the latest in AI technology and ML, and it has pre-built connectors to your favorite AI and ML solution. So if you wanted to tie it into Google Gemini or Microsoft Copilot, you can do that directly from within the platform as a part of your orchestration. And because it's a cloud platform, cloud native, the speed and overhead that it takes to run that application, the entire platform, is all handled by Hyland. So from your IT perspective, it is a great user experience, and we're going to get to show you what that looks like firsthand when Jeff does an amazing demo in a few minutes. So that's the foundation of what HX platform is. That AI enhancement, the AI interface is really, really powerful. That's one of the key differentiators above and beyond what is already available in Hyland OnBase, or if you're a Perceptive customer, this really takes advantage of all the technologies that Hyland has acquired throughout the years and brings them together in Hyland Experience. And it really focuses in on the intelligent content automation. So you can do better decision making automated. And rather than being document focused, it focuses in on tasks. And those tasks will really drive your efficiencies for your end-to-end automation. So, and you'll get to see that firsthand in Jeff's demo. It also interfaces with other cloud services. So other ERP systems or line of business applications can be tied seamlessly into your Hyland Experience platform, giving one seamless end user experience. And we'll show you a couple of use cases where that was the case. And of course, bots are all the rage still. So robotic process automation can be tied directly into your HX platform, giving you intelligent document processing improvements. I love
Nice
this picture
slide.
because it really paints, it really completes the whole picture of where you probably are in your transformation journey. And starting in the upper right-hand corner, you notice that process automation. Many of you are leveraging that today in your on-base platform, where you're automating repetitive tasks, whether that's an AP invoice approval process, maybe you're doing an applicant review process for hiring a new employee, perhaps an employee performance review, or even an AR process. All of those wonderful workflow tasks happen very wonderfully in on-base today. And that's one piece of your transformation journey, your intelligent document processing journey. But you also have two other key components that layer into that. In the upper left-hand corner, content management. That's the foundation that you must have really, really well. And that's going to play critical when you talk about AI. Having a great storage location that's easy to find, and of course, apply retention policies to, is the foundation layer for every solution. And AI leverages that gold, the information contained in your content repository, to be able to further enhance your process automation, including additional reasoning and problem solving that go beyond the normal tasks that you would have for your workflow process. And the bottom right shows that. If you combine all three areas, that's how you get an intelligent content solution. That synergy between those three areas gives you the greatest value and makes your transformation journey, optimizes your transformation journey going forward. It's kind of like Jeff's shirt. Now, this is not a replacement for Hyland OnBase. So you'll notice in this picture, and I love this picture because it really highlights the key. Your on-base foundation of content management, process management, case management for those of you leveraging WorkView, and your portal all are still the foundational layer. And then on top of that, you can take advantage of intelligent document processing, whether you're a Brainware or Abby customer, RPA, that could include the Hyland RPA module or Automation Anywhere. On the artificial intelligence side, there's Hyland Experience, which we're going to show you a little bit about, and Hyland Automate, which Jeff's going to demo for you. So it's really an extension. Jeff,
Oh
what do you say
no.
about that?
I say you froze. I was gonna fill in the blank. I couldn't agree more. I think this is I think Highland has done a really great job of taking their existing platform and providing modern extensions to it that, frankly, it really needs, because they've just recently merged, and a lot of people are scrambling to say, how do we get these capabilities into our product lines? And Highland's come up with a really nice way of doing this. They're layering these capabilities on top of your existing investment, all of your existing software. You can continue to use that. It's just going to be better. It's being, hyperdrived. And so you've got a great way to start introducing these and then grow and use more and more of them. And then I can also see new customers coming in and using more of the upper stack to begin with, and maybe less of the lower stack, right? Using more of the Experience Automate stack for workflow and less of the on-base workflow where it makes sense. So we could start to see, like, just varied percentages of adoption between these two layers, and there's really something for everybody.
Yeah, I love that point, Jeff. It was great because your repository, your content repository may be elsewhere, and you can leverage Highland Experience with that repository to manage the workflow engine portion of it, or take advantage of the AI in Experience Insight to better leverage that content in other systems.
Right.
So let's go
This
into Highland Experience Automate demo.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, Jeff. I was jumping in your demo. I
Nope.
was so excited. You had me so riveted with your comment. So Highland Experience
Just
Automate, where
be
does that
patient.
fit? Where does that fit within our three spheres, right? So we got our process automation, content management, and artificial intelligence. It fits into the intelligent automation sphere. It's the cross-pollination of process automation and artificial intelligence. So what is all in Highland Experience Automate? First, you have dynamic and responsive forms. And it's not just your traditional Unity form like you may be familiar with on the on-base platform, but rather a dynamic form that can show data from not only what might be in your on-base repository, but those other line of business apps, giving you one singular view into all the information so that the user can take action on everything in a single place. It also is your BPM and orchestration layer, which if you're using a BPM modeler today, you can actually use that and import it directly into HX Automate to build your workflow process faster, up to about 2 or 3 times faster, actually. It also contains all your pre-built connectors and REST APIs, so you can tie into things like DocuSign, Microsoft 365, Amazon TextRack, or if you're a Slack user, your Slack channels can all be extended directly into the HX Automate platform. And it still has a rules engine baked right in, so you can perform workflow actions and tasks and monitor tasks and changes in the environment to execute workflow activities based on that happening, giving you even more complex business processes. So a really exciting platform.
But
So,
why?
but why would I do that? Of course, learning something new is a lot of fun. And Jeff and I have been playing in the platform for at least 9 months now. Actually, be coming up on our first 1 year anniversary, Jeff. I'm really excited about to get a cake. And the rapid innovation of it, when you consider how an upgrade occurs in the typical on-base solution, where you have to apply directly into the software and actually update it, it can be a lot of work. It's a lot of extra effort. We've heard complaints in the past that upgrading OnBase isn't the most fun activity. However, HX Automate, when the new changes get applied, they're applied automatically. Upgrades are no longer a concern. And you can even revert back, you can apply it to your project, you can revert back seamlessly. It's a really, really, that innovation aspect of it, you're going to see changes and updates happen at a pace that you've never seen before from an on-base world. Of course, you can connect with ease with all the pre-built connectors to any line of business app, fully open APIs. That's where a lot of the time and cost savings come from as well, with those pre-built connectors, making it very easy to connect and unify all of your applications. It scales well with the Docker containerization. And of course, regulatory and other seamless integrations apply as well. So Jeff will show you what some of those look like in the modeler when we get in there.
Yeah, and I would just add, OnBase is a continues to be a great tool, continues to get a lot of investment from Hyland. They continue to modernize the capabilities of it, introducing things like, native REST API capabilities into the workflow and web services and more connectors all the time and integrations with modern systems like Salesforce. The platform continues to evolve and be great. But some of the things are just a little harder to do due to the nature of the architecture of the OnBase platform. And this new platform, the architecture just enables you to accomplish the same things a lot easier, a lot faster, and with a lot more maintainability. So it's just it's a speed thing as much as it is a capability thing.
Love that. Well stated, Jeff. So what are a couple of use cases? So in this case, you'll notice that there's an insurance customer and they had a challenge of claim check processing utilizing multiple systems that requires syncing and relying on external data sets within WorkView as a presentation layer. It functions, but of course it wasn't optimized. You'll notice a theme, multiple systems. So by leveraging HX, they're able to reduce that and give a single view into all of it, so a unified view. Similarly, there was a government customer that did a similar deployment where they had multiple on-base systems, so multiple agencies with multiple solutions, but they had to support the services to deliver to their constituents one view, right? So act like you're one holistic on-base system. HX Automate was the solution for that. Again, giving that single view into it. And Jeff, I know you've got some ideas on why you love these different use cases.
Yeah, no, I just, the fact that what they say in the bottom left here around event-driven architecture and task-centric focus. It's in the on-base world we're trained to think document-centric, right? Things happen as a result of a document coming into the system or a form being submitted. Some sort of content gets generated, and then all of our business processes react to that document in the on-base space. This allows us to, think a little bit more on the event-driven side of things. So when something happens, like an email arrives, like a customer call comes in, like a record shows up in your ADP system, other types of things can trigger us a reaction from HX Automate, and that reaction could ultimately involve an exchange and business process with OnBase. But we have broader points and ways to initiate an automation.
Yeah, really hyper automating your solutions, which is so fantastic. So Jeff, why don't you show us what that looks like in a demo?
Sure, be my absolute pleasure. All right. We're going to do a really quick drive-through here because I can see, Chris, that we are chewing up clock and these fine people have work to get back to. So I'm going to give a quick tour here, and I'm going to start with a notification that I have a task, and we're gonna fall into our lazy little AP invoice approval because that's so much of what we do on a day in and day out basis here. But kind of a familiar, right? In on-base, I might get a notification. It takes me to a task to do, and we can do the same types of processes in Automate. You see the link brought me into my Automate workspace here, which is kind of cool. I have my own personal set of tasks that I can see here, tasks that are queued up waiting for somebody to take, ones that has been specifically assigned to me. So I can see all of my work across all of my different business processes in one place. Down here, I have a very simple example here of a form. So one of those responsive forms that has all of my indexing information from this particular invoice. I've got the document, which is stored in the HX repository. And then I have my tasks down here, the tasks that I can take on this particular item, like approve it, reject it, save it. Or I can say, you know what, I have to leave right now. I don't have time to do this. So I can just release this. And you can see it goes back into the queued tasks list where somebody else could pick it up. So we kind of can seamlessly do some workload adjustments here. And now if I go back and grab that same one, I can claim it and say, I'm back from lunch and nobody did my work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and claim this task. And then I'm going to review and approve. And so now I've completed that particular task and can move on to grab something else. Right, so just a really quick view of sort of the user experience. We've got our ability to see forms, to be able to take actions on items, to be able to see, have great visibility into the tasks that we need to work on. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to create these processes with the Hyland Experience Studio. So, unlike the OnBase Studio, which is a very powerful, great tool, but you have to have it installed in your environment, right? And on your desktop. And all of this cloud native, web centric. I didn't have to install anything except for, Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. So here I can see in my studio modeling all of the projects that I'm working on. I have my Naviant invoice review model here. And if I click on the process side of it, I can see, let me just resize this so we can see it all. We created a very simple but effective workflow from an invoice coming in and needing to get indexed. In this case, I just have a manual indexing step, but I could drop in here, hey, send this to HIDP, right? The Hyland Intelligent Document Processing tool to automate that indexing for me, or send it to Brainware if I've already made that investment. I have my approval step. Based upon my approval, I can go in two different directions, which is I can send a sorry about your luck, I'm not going to pay email out to the vendor, or I can say, you're lucky, we're going to schedule the payment for this and deal with any type of overdue thing. So pretty easy steps here. Each step has a set of properties that I can configure to the point and click configurability that Chris mentioned earlier. I can add additional steps, and you can add a user step or a task or a decision into my process. As Chris mentioned, this is the business process modeling notation standard, meaning I can do these types of designs outside of this tool and bring them in and leverage them. And kind of the key thing here, really the key differentiator, is just this growing set of connectivity that's pre-built that allows me to exchange stuff with not only OnBase, but Teams and DocuSign, and I don't know what this one is. I'm guessing it's Twilio or Slack or whoops.
Slack.
Uh, I don't know all my Salesforce, right? I've got these connectors that are readily available for me, so I can be exchanging data with these other systems and holistically connecting things in a way that was never possible before. So that's really cool for the modeling tool. And then just quickly, just to show the administration, just to reinforce what we've been talking about, the ability to make changes to your projects and just at a point be able to, upgrade to a newer version, right? To undeploy something that was, was experiencing a problem, to be able to have complete management from a console of these different business processes, and to be able to see them all in action, right? To be able to see what processes are running. You can see I've got several instances here of tasks that are in play. I can see individual user tasks, and I can do things with these, right? If I'm in a system administration role here, I can and all kinds of reporting and auditing. So great visibility into all of these moving parts, all web-based, up and running, and easy to learn and easy to use.
Well done, Jeff. I love that. And the workspace piece especially is intriguing. For those people that have app builder today and have been leveraging that from an on-base perspective to create web-based, persona-based user interfaces to drive specific content to those users, it's a very similar concept where you can take advantage of that and get the content and the tasks directly in front of the user. And as long as they have Google, they can do it. So even from their phones, which is awesome. Well done, Jeff.
Right on. Moving on. Give me some insights.
So some Hyland Experience Insight. This is their AI tool. This is where content management and artificial intelligence create content intelligence. So we're going to take those two together. The first example is a virtual assistant example. This is what most of you are probably familiar with if you've used ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Perplexity AI. You're going to have a prompt and you're going to feed in some information. In this example, you're how to install a new turbofan engine into an airplane, and it's going to give you a result that includes the steps, so step by step, along with links to the documentation, so you'll know exactly where that information was received, and if you need to take a deeper dive into that content.
I
You'll
was
notice
just
that right.
replacing the turbojet engine in my plane last weekend, and I wish I would have had this.
And I was very sad that there was no pilot to take us up after you replaced that engine because I really wanted to go for a flight after that. But you'll
Right.
notice on the screen that their user interface still allows for feedback. So human in the loop is still a critical piece. So you can declare whether it was right, wrong, or try again, or send to an expert for review. So they will hone in on better answers as it goes through time. So your expert level SMEs will be very helpful there. And of course, once you click on those, you'll see that the incorrect answer, you can submit the information to make it a correct answer or send it to an expert and direct it right to the person that should review it and do the updates so the AI gets more intelligent over time. But that's all leveraging your existing content. Now, this is one of my favorite ones. So this was really getting into the power of how you can use your content and AI together to generate net new things. So the scenario is you've got 1,500 health profiles stored in your on-base platform with patient information, and you're asking how are they fit for a clinical trial. So you got to look at all 1,500. You can do it manually, of course, that would be very painful. But through Hyland Insight, when you apply the logic, it will
Yeah.
generate a result.
Chris, I'm going to need you to take over the rest of the presentation here because I'm seeing everything's getting blurry. My vision, I might be, I might be passing out.
Our screenshots got a little defined. So we've got 1,500 patient records. We're going to do insight to analyze all of our documents saying we are looking for patients 65 years or older that have confirmed diagnosis and mild cognitive impairment, like Jeff, making them suitable participant in our new medical trial, Med Trial 67A. So we're going for fitness percent and a fitness summary as a value that it will output. So when we generate that, we click next, the resultant screen includes our list of documents that were a part of that candidate pool and a score for the fitness percent auto-generated by Insight, along with the fitness summary. So when you think of explainable AI and why did you pick this one, here is how it came up with that solution. So new metadata automatically created and allowing you to do additional filtering, in this case for a medical trial, but you can imagine that for vendors and other use cases. So a really,
Yeah,
really powerful tool.
I love this example. This is a great one. And another key point, Chris, is what Highland's doing with their Insight initiative is they're adding the type of intelligence that we're used to using as private citizens in our everyday life to your business content in your environment. So you're getting back answers that are, in your domain based upon your actual data. You're not going to be able to ask the same question about your patient data to ChatGPT because it can't see into your on-base system. So this is really cool to be able to have that type of power at our fingertips within our our part of our world and our private domain.
100%. Audit and compliance officers are drooling at the opportunity to leverage HX Insight against their on-base repository.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. You get a bonus HX utility that you might find really, really exciting. So HX credentials. So credentialing is the credentialing module as a part of the HX platform gives you the ability to automate the issuance of digital records using blockchain. So it's a secure format to ensure the authenticity and independent data verification of documents that you send out. Let's take a look at the next screen. Thank you. So there's 5 simple steps that you use when you set up credentials. Of course, you want to design it. So it's like the paper-like digital documents. So you're creating what does the HX credential looking like. You can mimic paper. It can be any kind of certificate. Think of your university diploma. Think of any type of permitting, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of different examples. But then OnBase will send that data to HX credentials to build that record, and it will issue it, sign it, seal it, time, date, stamp it, blockchain it, lock it up with its
Hmm.
key, validate it via JSON file and store it so that you have it, and then send that out to the recipient so they know they've got a verified copy. And this is going to be extremely important as AI evolves. You get bad actors who could be creating deep fakes. We're seeing that a lot. So by having a certified signed blockchain authenticated document, you know what you have is authenticated and accurate and is not a fake, which is going to be important for businesses going forward.
The idea just popped in my head. That's not exactly semantically correct, but maybe help visualize this. So within OnBase, we could print a certificate that somebody could put into a picture frame and hang on their wall, and at the same time, we could have a add this to my wallet feature where we're actually putting a verifiable digital version of that certificate in your wallet, so you always have it on you whenever somebody says, did you really graduate from Wright State University?
We're still looking for just verified copy. It hasn't come through yet. So in this example, you see that certificate of completion, this time Thomas Miller, now in relation to Mark Miller of Naviant. And when we look at those credentials, you can see it's proof of verification and check the status independently and verified. So we know for a fact that this is an authentic document. And of course, these are different examples that you can use across the board. There are many, many use cases, but essentially any document that you want to ensure is authentic when you send it out and that you want to be able to say, is it verifiable? And I love Jeff's idea of a wallet style. Those are your items that you distribute can be included in your credentialing application.
Yeah, and they're currently working to extend this beyond the concept of a certificate or a license or a document to any type of content, right? You can authenticate, one of Chris's YouTube videos as an original that hasn't been altered, and uh, be assured that you have the one and only Chris singing to you.
There will be no singing, Jeff, but Hyland Experience is the future, and it does allow for you to do many really important business processes in a very fast, point and click, low code way. and hyper automate all of your applications. So whether you're using HX Automate, which is the demo you saw Jeff perform, or HX Insight, which is the AI platform leveraging your content today that you can then drive net new results and generate new content, or using credentials to be able to authenticate your records that you send out. All of these applications will increase your value in your hyper automate your digital transformation journey.
Where can you learn more?
Well, you're going to join Jeff and I in beautiful DC at Community Live 2024 that begins on Tuesday, September 24th. So if you haven't already registered, please make sure you sign up because it's literally coming up faster than you can think. Where we'll get together in person, and Hyland's going to be driving hands-on experience labs. You'll be able to go in and see all the latest and greatest that HX has to offer and how you can benefit from in deploying HX in your environment. Thank you all for joining Jeff and I today. Jeff, being your HX champion, couldn't have made it any better. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We will be happy to customize a demo of HX for you. Thank you all.
Take care.